The new channel. The new channel. Hashtag TNC
Hello
Now.
and welcome to the new.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following shows are those of the host, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to the new channel. Our passion transforms a community that sees and shares all things new. This is Leanne Cadientes streaming live from Antipolo. You are watching In Real Life on TNC. Ayan! So, welcome back to another episode of In Real Life. Dito lang yan sa The New Channel. If this is your first time watching me, I'm Leanne Cadiente. You can call me Mommy Lay. And I am the founder of Work at Home Moms Tribe PH. I'm also a content creator, mommy influencer, and licensed financial advisor. So, for today's episode, it's going to be controversial. Yan. And it's something about hindi masyadong pinag-uusapan on a deeper level, no? Although this topic gets a lot of opinions, no, sa mainstream, lalo na sa social media, pero hindi siya masyadong sineseryoso, no? Ang nakikita lang nating pinag-uusapan, pinagchichismisan siya in a negative way, no? And we are talking about betrayal. Yan. So we are talking about a husband na sumakabilang bahay. Pero hindi natin i-interviewin yung husband. No? I-interviewin natin is yung wife, yung nanay. No? And our guest is a very brave woman, no? Si Miss Christine Levin Baracchio. She is actually a dynamic entrepreneur na sobrang passionate niya when it comes to innovation and impact. She is the co-founder and head of operations of Auxery Virtual Assistant. Si Christine has proven herself as a visionary leader in the virtual assistance industry. Aside from that, no, very hands-on din siya sa paggawa ng virtual assistant training. Yung ability niya kasi to inspire and motivate her team has resulted in the development of high-performing VAs na nagpo-provide consistently at nag-exceed ng expectations when it comes to working with clients. Yan. So that's Mommy Christine. Let's all welcome her in the show.
Hi.
Hi, Mommy Christine. Yan. Thank you so much, no, for bravely saying yes and to talk about this very controversial topic na madalas ay minamarites lang sa social media, no? So, ang aking first question, yan, can you take us back, no, doon sa moment na, alam ko medyo mahirap mag-reminisce, but can you take us back to that moment when you discovered your husband's betrayal, no? Ano yung naging initial reaction mo to this heart-wrenching situation?
Yeah, first of all, I'm sorry, nabigla ako, no? So, but, welcome, or hi sa lahat po ng nanonood ng TNC. And thank you so much for having me as your guest. So, looking back, like, I think 13 years ago or 12 years ago, so it's a long way back. Syempre, masakit yun, di ba? They follow the number one rule. Alam niyo naman yung unang rule, di ba? Na number one, wag magpapahuli. At number two, pag nahuli, okay, pag nahuli, walang aamin. So, kasi ganyan siya. So, parang they don't want you to get hurt. So that's why they don't admit to their mistake. But um, may way, alam niyo yun, may way talaga siguro si Lord yun na magsasabi sa'yo kung paano, kung ano yung nangyayari behind your back. So, well, the story was, iba yung ibang tao, maraming beses kasi siya. So, ibang tao yung nakakakita, gano'n, tapos sinasabi lang sa akin. And then, syempre ako, hindi ko kasi nakita eh. So, minsan hindi ako naniniwala pag sinabi lang. Kasi nalulusutan pa din yun. So, pinabayaan ko lang. And then the next is, I caught it via cellphone. You know, like, I don't know what happened, pero na-record yung conversation. And it's not even an iPhone pa noon. Android pa, parang China phone pa nga. So, na-record yung conversation nila. So, number 2. Okay, number 3, may binigay sa akin parang phone. Anong tawag dun sa mga ganun? Yung phone na parang spare, ganyan, spare phone. Andon, may mga conversations about, of course, the betrayal. So, medyo masakit yun kasi sunod-sunod yung anak namin, 3, tas puro babies pa. Tapos ako, nagtatrabaho pa ako. Di ba parang you're struggling with everything. And I'm just, like 20s, 21, 20, ganun. So, parang ang hirap na munti ka na ako mabaliw. Alam niyo ng mga nakakakilala sa akin, munti ka na ako mabaliw kasi there was this one time I just, like walking sa kalsada and I don't know where to go. So parang gusto ko lang talagang huminga and then naglalakad ako parang baliw. And then sometimes I sleep at the church kasi parang pag wala akong masabihan noon. And I think that's one factor na talagang sobrang hirap noon kasi ayoko magsabi sa family ko kasi para ito yung choice ko. So, ganun. And then, wala rin ako ibang sabihan kaibigan kasi nahihiya ako. So, ganun siya. So, yun, at times, I sleep at the church while praying. Nakakatulog na lang ako doon. Sobrang pagod siguro. And then, yeah, yun, parang baliw. Naglalakad na sa kalsada mag-isa. So, yun.
Yeah. So, grabe no, it must have been incredibly tough talaga to go through that traumatic experience. And although hindi naman ko na-experience na ma-betray, but yung mga ganong situation, talagang sa umpisa, parang in denial muna. Alam mo yun, ma'am, na parang sinasabi mo sa isip mo na, kaya pa to, maayos pa to, magbabago pa siya. How many times did you make yourself believe na pwede pa siyang maayos?
I think, in the span of 7 years, kasi iniisip ko yung mga bata, 'di ba? Parang, ang sa akin kasi noon, hindi kasi ako yung nag-aalaga ng kids. So, parang I owe it to my in-laws, since sila yung nag-aalaga, kasi nga I'm working eh. Tapos, iniisip ko pa noon na sobrang mabait naman kasi siyang ama. So, wala naman ako masabi doon. But, yun nga lang, parang ang hirap namang makisama when all things are happening, 'di ba? Tapos, parang nagtitiis ka lang para lang sa mga bata. So, I think I came to a point na talagang naubos din. So, I think in the span of 7 years, puro chances talaga yun. Kasi nga, ayoko naman na maging broken family. Although, hindi siya talaga maiwasan. So, yun.
Yes. Yes. And yun talaga yung ating only hope, no? Pag married ka, yung kids na sila kasi yung talagang maaapektuhan. So, with that 7 years na you're giving chances, was there a moment or a time na you're blaming yourself na baka kasalanan mo, baka nagkulang ka, bakit siya naghanap ng iba, ganyan? Meron ba?
Yeah. Kasi from the conversations na na-record and from the text messages, I think I admit meron akong fault doon. Kasi, di ba, ngayon ko lang siya na-realize kasi sabi nga nila kapag nag-asawa ka, di ba, syempre pag wala pa kayong anak, ang priority mo is yung asawa mo. But it's a different case for us kasi. Anong nangyari kasi, nauna yung bata. So, alam niyo na, nabuntis out of, like that. So, syempre, bata pa, nanganak ako. So, ang inuna ko, yung bata. And then I'm working. So, I don't have time for him, parang ganun. Sabi nila ngayon, di ba, kahit na may anak kayo, ang priority mo dapat is yung asawa mo. Diba, parang aside from God, si asawa mo and then yung kids, parang you still have to spend time with your husband, you still have to date. Yun nga lang, parang doon nawala kasi ako ng focus doon kasi I was so engrossed with working para makapag-provide sa amin, tapos yung mga kids. So, ayun, I admit naman na that's my fault, di ba? Na wala akong time. Na parang wala yung focus ko sa kanya.
Mm-mm. Yeah, so you mentioned Gana, 7 years of giving chances. In that 7 years ba, did you try to make it work?
Of course, of course. Ano yan, niyayaya. Yung parang na-realize ko siya. So, niyayaya ko siya na kaming dalawa, umalis kaming dalawa, yung mga ganun. Kaya lang, I don't think he likes it too. Parang it should be, like it takes two to tango, diba?
Yeah.
It should be two-way thing. Kaya lang, I don't know, parang ang nangyari is one way na lang, na ako na lang yung nagpipilit talaga na mag-workout. So, after nung napagod na ako, wala na. Wala na.
Yeah, nakakapagod nga naman talaga yung 7 years. No? Pero, while you're going through that tough situation, can you share some ways na nakatulong sa'yo to cope with that emotional pain? And kailan nag-start yung healing process mo?
Maraming ways. So, dahil bata pa ako pinaka kinakapitan ko that time is si Lord lang talaga. Kasi wala nga akong mapagsabihan talaga. And even if some of my friends know what I'm going through, hindi ako laging tumatakbo sa kanila. Tumatakbo lang ako para mangutang, o ganyan. And then, nakikita nila kasi yung situation ko. So, sila yung malapit. Pero ako kasi that time, I don't have any communications with any of my friends. Parang konti lang talaga yung nakakaalam. So, una kong kinapitan, yung pinaka is si Lord lang talaga. So, that's why I'm always at the church. Nakakatulog na ako doon para ma-unload ko lang lahat ng nilalaman ng loob ko. Kasi wala naman akong ibang mapagsasabihan. Even my family, I don't wanna bother them, diba? Kasi sobrang stressful talaga niya. Parang, sabi ko ngayon, yung darkest time of my life na talagang I don't have anyone else. Parang grabe, pasang ko lahat. Although I have people na kapag kailangan kong umalis, nandun sila, ganyan. Pag naglalayas kami, gano'n. Ganun factor, pag naglalayas kami, pupunta kami dun sa bahay nila, nagstay lang kami. Tapos, yun. So, it's a good factor that you talk to God. You unload everything. Kahit na sometimes kasi iniisip natin hindi naman tayo naririnig. Hindi naman. Ako kasi sa akin lang, maging okay lang yung pakiramdam ko while I unload everything. Okay na ako doon. Parang pwede na ako mag-move on ulit. Parang pwede na ako ulit the next day. So, yun ang pinaka-kinapitan ko noon. Just really, like praying to God, talking to God, unloading everything to God. Iyak ako kay Lord kahit na may tao sa simbahan. Okay lang. Basta nasabi ko lahat. And eventually, mararamdaman mo na may sagot siya for you. Like, lumalakas ka after that. Kasi sobrang tagal ng 7 years, para tiisin mo lahat yun, di ba? Pero with God's grace, talagang nakaya ko naman. Nakaya naman.
Yes, and parang tinatawanan mo na nga lang siya ngayon, di ba? When you are looking back sa pinagdaanan mo. And so with that, since parang naubos ka na, natapos ka na lahat na binigay mo na chances during that 7 years of, trying to fix your marriage, now that you are left alone by yourself, raising kids single-handedly, at hindi siya madali, kasi ako, I'm a single mom of 3 din. So, can you share some challenges na kinaharap mo nung parang nag-decide ka na okay, tama na to, I've given all of the chances, na it's about time I, redeem myself back, and meron akong mga anak na umaasa sa akin. Now, moving forward with your kids, ano yung mga challenges na kinaharap mo? And how did you find that strength, to overcome that challenges when it comes to raising kids single-handedly?
Actually, baka maraming mag-disagree with like the decision I made before, kasi when I realized that I really can't take it anymore, iniwanan ko yung mga kids. So I really like lived alone, pero hindi naman iniwanan, I provided for them. It's just that hindi ko sila kasama kasi nga umalis ako. I mean, gusto ko ako lang muna. And then hindi ko rin sila maalagaan kasi nga I need to work. Diba? Parang wala namang kaming kakainin kung kukunin ko sila. So, I lived alone. I left my kids with my in-laws. And then I just, like send allowance, ganyan. And then I came there like weekly. So, I know yung iba parang hindi kaya. Pero ako, tiniis ko talaga siya. And I wanted to see kasi if the father will be responsible enough to, like provide for his kids. Kasi parang nandun pa ako sa stage na, sige, bahala ka. Yung parang gumagante. Yung parang iwanan ko sa iya. Pero hindi ko rin naman natitiis. So I provided for them. So yun yung isa sa challenge kasi lumalaki yung kids ko na wala ako. So yun yung pinaka-regret. Na hindi ako kasama habang lumalaki, na nasa school sila. Tapos hindi ko alam yung nangyayari sa school. Like, unlike right now, di ba, na tutok tayo sa school. Like, even me, when I was in, like elementary or tutok na tutok. So ako, hindi ko nagawa yun. Kasi, iniwanan ko sila. Pero, when the time comes na wala nang mag-aalaga sa kanila, so syempre, kinuha ko ulit sila. So, yun din yung mahirap kasi kahit kinuha ko sila, hindi ko rin sila naalagaan kasi I have to work. And I was working in Alabang yun. So parang yung travel time ko is wala na din talaga. So aalis ako ng gabi, pag dumating sila, wala na ako. Pagbalik ko naman, tulog na sila. Tapos morning, aalis na ulit sila. So that's the biggest challenge that we faced with the kids. Kasi nga parang wala naman silang nanay kahit na nandun ako. Parang they actually live independently or they grow up independently kasi wala ako doon. They have to cook for themselves. They have to, take care of themselves. Sila rin ang naglalaban ng uniform nila. So, that's been a big challenge for me kasi wala ako. Parang wala akong nagagawa. Hindi ako nanay material for them. So, I just provide. Yun lang. So, yun. Yun ang pinakamalaking challenge. And I think I came to a point, medyo matagal na, na kasi kailangan ko talaga magtrabaho. But, sabi ko nga, God is leading me into something. So, nung nakapag-decide ako, yung may nakita ko na online job and all that. So, doon ko na-realize na siguro it's about time for me and my kids na magkaroon talaga, yung magkaroon na ng time together and be a mother for them. So, kaya ako, nag-resign na ako nun sa, pero medyo, na yun, kasi malaki na sila. As in yung childhood days, wala ako. Nagkaroon lang kami ng time, siguro mga high school na gano'n. Pero, that was really one thing that I don't regret, na pinakawalan ko yung corporate job, even if it's like a management position, hindi ko talaga siya nire-regret. Kasi, doon ako nagkaroon ng time umattend ng PTA meetings, be there on the graduation, be there on the card giving, like really see them at school, ganon, na nandun ako. So, ayun.
So, yeah, hindi yun madali na desisyon, Mami Christine, na hindi naman natin ginusto, yung nangyaring experience na yun sa inyong marriage. So, you have to make that decision talaga na mahirap for a mother na iwan, yung ating mga anak because we have to work. But, na-curious lang ako doon, Mami Christine, paano siya tinake ng kids? Na wala ka, and wala rin yung kanilang father, yun. And then growing up, na nakikita nila nagpo-provide ka lang. Paano nila yun in-accept? Nagkaroon ba sila ng sama ng loob, ganyan? Or naintindihan ba nila yung situation?
At first, they don't understand. Actually, kasi bata, di ba? They still push on us getting back together. Kaya lang, ako na talaga yung umaayaw kasi. And then, I think natanggap na lang nila the time na iniwan ko sila, na parang ayoko na talaga. And then, so growing up, nang medyo, syempre may isip naman na sila high school. Diba? So, sinasabi ko sa kanila, ayoko na talaga. If you wanna go back to your father, okay lang, pero ako, hindi na. So, parang in-instill ko na sa kanila na And eventually, natatanggap naman nila. Natatanggap nila. And I think maintindihin lang sila talaga or since they grew up independently, na ano naman na nila yung sitwasyon, na ganito na talaga yung magiging sitwasyon, na wala kaming nanay, parang provider lang. Provider lang. And they learned, like they know the household chores already. So, yeah, eventually, I think natanggap na naman nila. And then, pag napag-uusapan naman namin, sinasabi ko talaga, like we have this talks na pag lalabas kami, tapos doon kami mag-uusap. Kasi feeling ko pag nasa bahay, hindi yan makikinay. So sa labas, at least nasa labas. So doon kami nag-uusap na ganito na yung sitwasyon, ganito yung sa akin, opinion ko, and they understand.
Yeah. So eventually nga, no, maiintindihan din nila because ang importante naman is napaparamdam natin sa kanila na number one, it's not their fault, no? Number two is that there are better days coming, no, in spite of what happened. And since na-mention mo na you left your corporate job, no, nung meron kang nakitang work from home opportunity, kasi, financial independence talaga is crucial, lalo na sa ating mga mommies. So dito naman, no, how did you ensure na you have enough source of income to really provide for you and your kids without expecting any financial support from anybody?
Well, kumuha ako ng maraming clients. Ganun. Ganun talaga, di ba? Pag naging freelancer ka, so I started with 2 hours and then nung medyo natutuwa ko, nag-apply ako sa iba ulit, so another, like hour. So I made sure naman na kakayanin nung online jobs ko yung expenses namin. And of course, dahil nag-resign ka, so tipid-tipid, diba? Tipid-tipid talaga, as in, dumaan kami talaga sa gano'n na talagang sobrang tipid. And siguro talagang thank you Lord na lang din talaga kasi hindi naman kami napabayaan. I mean, when I got my first job as a VA, it's like higher than the regular rate, parang ganun. So, parang nabawi ko din kung ano yung nawala sa corporate. So, ayun, and then, as times goes by, nadadagdagan na lang ng clients, nadadagdagan ng income, and all. So,
yan. So, yun naman ang importante, no? And I really admire your resilience, no, sa mga pinagdaanan mo. Can you highlight some moments na na-realize mo na you are stronger than you thought, no? And that kaya mo pa palang ma-rebuild yung buhay mo?
I think yung pinaka-highlight is, kasi syempre nung umalis kami, di ba, nung umalis ako, nakikita na pa ako sa mga parents ko nun. So, I'm like a pala mo din. Parang ano ka pa, di ba? Ano ba yan? Laki-laki mo na may asawa at anak ka na nga, ano ka pa. So, yun yung, I think the highlight is nung lumipat sila ng bahay and then, na-shock ako nun na ako lang mag-isa ang magtataguyod sa sarili ko. Like, it's an apartment, so they left the apartment. So, ibig sabihin ako na magbabayad nun. And then, I'm the one who's gonna pay for everything. Yeah. So, like, the food, the kuryente, the tubig, all. So, parang yun yung highlight nun na na-realize ko na mag-iisa na lang ako, shucks. Paano kaya to? Kakayanin ko ba? Ganyan. Pero, yun nga parang nung makalipas siguro mga isang taon, parang doon ko na-realize na kaya ko naman pala. Kaya. Kasi, naka 1 year na diba? Parang nakaya ko naman siya. And, yeah, I think so. Minsan talaga may times na kailangan mo talaga na iwanan ka ng mga tao na, na nagmamahal sa'yo para ma-realize mo na kaya mong tumayo on your own.
Ayan. So, kaya, no? Kayang-kaya naman palalagpasan. Yung kumbaga, iiyak ka mo na 7 years. Pero after that, kailangan mo talagang i-rebuild yung sarili mo. So yun, I'm sure we have a lot of women and moms out there who might be facing similar challenges nung pinagdaanan mo before. Na yung feeling nila, andun pa sila sa sitwasyon na hindi nila kaya, para silang mababaliw, para silang mamamatay, hindi nila alam kung ano yung gagawin. So, can you share some advice, no, to those moms and women who might be facing similar challenges? No? Paano nila mariredeem yung kanilang sarili? Paano nila makahanap yung ganyang inner strength para makapag-create pa ng better future for them and their kids kahit na sumakabilang bahay na yung kanilang mga asawa.
Actually, I'm reading a lot of, like posts about it. And I feel bad kasi parang marami pa rin talaga. Kasi syempre ako, before, I don't wanna talk about this situation. Ayoko yung ganito kasi nga, parang maalaala mo. Sobrang drama. Pero pag nababasa ko talaga, naaalala ko yung nangyari sa akin. And one thing that I can really say, though it will sound very cliche, is that you pray. You keep on praying, you keep on asking God, ano yung gusto niyang mangyari para sa'yo. Kasi si Lord lang naman may alam kung ano yung plano niya and ano talaga yung mangyayari sa buhay natin. And, by doing that, you'd be able to know your purpose as well. And you have that strength na talagang i-let go. Kasi yun ang pinakamahirap gawin, sa totoo lang, mag-let go. 'Di ba? Parang pinipilit pa rin natin, we're trying to work things out, kahit na paulit-ulit lang. So, ganun, I realized that na kapag pinakita na sa'yo yung red flag and then you continued because you want things to work out, so you disregard the red flag, magiging cycle siya. So, okay, and then uulit-ulit siya because it's not really meant for you. So, sa akin lang, do sa mga may pinagdadaanan na kagaya ko, I actually didn't mention I was a battered wife. So, wag niyong hayaan na maging battered wife kayo, na mawalan kayo ng self-confidence. You are worth it. Mahal kayo ni Lord, so hindi kayo dapat nakakaramdam ng ganyan sakit. So, lumaban kayo. Lumaban kayo, guys. I mean, redeem yourself. Lagi niyong iisipin you are worth it. Hindi porke ganyan na yung sitwasyon nyo, lubog kayo dyan forever. No. You just have to really pray and ask God what is His plan for you. Sasagutin niya yan sa'yo in a different way by using other people. And unti-unti, makakawala tayo dyan sa sitwasyon na yan. So, yun lang yung kaya kong ibigay na advice because that's what I did, like 7 years ago or during the 7 years, that's what I did. And ayun nga, dumating ako sa point na talagang hindi na dapat na nangyayari yun sa buhay natin. Kasi hindi lang ikaw ang masasave, diba? If you have kids, so masasave din yung kids mo. So don't let these things happen to you. Ask God, ask for guidance, and maniwala ka na you are worth it.
Ayan. Gusto ko yan. Gusto ko yung usapang self-worth na ganyan. Kasi nga, di ba, pag nandun ka sa sitwasyon na yun, parang tanggap ka na lang ng tanggap eh.
Yes.
No? Lalo na if married, no? Malaking factor talaga if you are married and you have kids. Iisipin mo talaga yung mga bata, paano sila, ayaw mo ng broken family. So, titiisin mo yung ganong sitwasyon until you realize talaga na, tama yung sabi mo, Mami Christine, no? Pag tinolerate mo siya ng tinolerate, at nakita mo na yung red flag sa umpisa pa lang, uulit yung cycle, hanggang sa parang binatukan ka na nga, hindi ka pa na natuto, uulit siya ulit hanggang sa wala na. No? Mauubos ka. So, yeah, let's take that advice from Mami Christine based on her experience dun sa pinagdaanan niyang betrayal from the husband na sumakabilang bahay, and that hindi nyo deserve, no? If you have viewers right now going through that same situation, hindi nyo deserve na maging battered wife, hindi nyo deserve na lokohin, i-cheat kayo many times, no? God has a different purpose in your life kung bakit paulit-ulit yun nangyayari sa inyo. Yan. So, I hope we learn a lot, no, from that advice from Mami Christine. And before I go to my final question, right now, years after nung nangyari yon, Mami Christine, masasabi mo ba na okay ka na, no? Healed ka na, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially?
Of course, definitely. Because I wouldn't be this, this happy, I guess, or I wouldn't have this peace in me kung hindi naman ako healed na. Actually, even before, nung tatanong sila sa akin, bakit parang hindi na daw ako galit? Nung parang pinag-uusap, sabi ko, ba't magagalit pa? Pag nagalit ako, ibig sabihin, bitter pa din ako sa situation. So, I'm healed, although I'm not, like, good in good terms. Hindi lang ako nakikipag-usap kasi ayoko lang. Preference ko lang. Ayoko lang makipag-usap. But I'm totally, like over it. I'm totally healed. And I think the only thing that that I wanted to do right now is for us to be free. Like annulment, like make it legal and all that. So, pero mahabang proseso. So, okay, next. So, si Lord nang bahala ko if i-grant niya talaga yon. Pero yeah, I'm really happy like health, mentally, emotionally. Syempre, ibang emotion na yung dala-dala ko ngayon, diba? Emotionally and of course, financially. Actually, doon na nag-start yun eh. Once you let go of the things na naghihila sa'yo pababa, that's where, you'll find that I don't know, that ladder na magtataas sa'yo. And yun talaga, parang things will come in, opportunities will come in kasi wala nang humihila sa'yo pababa. So, yeah, okay na.
And that's good to hear, no, Mami Christine. Tama rin yung sinabi mo. The moment you decided to let go of that baggages, talagang mapapansin mo, ang dami palang opportunities na hindi makapasok kasi ang dami mong bit-bit. So, kailangan mong bitawan talaga lahat para magkaroon ka ng room at ng space to receive all of the blessings. Ayan. So, thank you so much for bravely sharing that story, that experience of resilience, no, and how you are able to redeem yourself and heal yourself, no, with that traumatic situation. So, my last question would be, is there anything that you want to promote, Mami Christy?
Actually, wala naman, but you can follow our page, Axer Virtual Assistants, in Facebook. I think we have a TikTok pero wala pa po siyang naman. Pero just in case, magkaroon na, we'll post it on our Facebook page. And also, ano ba? Yung personal page ko, yung personal profile ko, if you want to learn more about virtual assistants and about the things that I do, if you have any questions, ayan, you can send me, like a message or a PM. Christine Levine, yung makapal po yung makeup, ako na yun. Ayun lang.
Again, thank you so much for your time, Mommy Christine. Ayan. So, thank you everyone for watching this week's episode of In Real Life on TNC. I hope marami tayong natutunan. No? Hindi naman natin minarites yung experience talaga ni Mommy Christine, pero mas curious talaga kasi ako dun sa healing process. No, kasi nga ang napag-uusapan lang sa social media is yung kung sino yung kabit, ano itsura ng kabit, anong itsura ng asawa, ganyan, ano yung nangyari. But talking about it on a deeper level, on a serious note, talaga, kasi moving on from that situation, hindi talaga siya madali, lalo na kapag meron kang anak. So, yeah, I hope we are able to inspire women, moms, and those who are going through that same situation. And also, meron din siya the other way around. Diba? Hindi lang naman babae yung mga nabebetray. Meron din siyang mga men and daddies, no, na nabebetray. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you again on the next episode. Feel free to follow me on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, Mommy Leia. So I'll see you again here on In Real Life on TNC.